This is going to be your weekly twin flame soulmate relationship tarot reading. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We're going to take a look at the connection between you and your person. So in the comments, please let me know your zodiac signs and your word of the day. Okay, let's get right into it and see what are the overall themes and messages. We have fire. Ooh. Let go of emotional upheaval and embrace the renewal of the present. Well, purification by fire. There definitely was a very strong Scorpio vibe recently in the air. And I don't mean that necessarily astrologically. I just mean the sense of death and rebirth. I think a lot of people are going through major transformations, right? There's a transition into something new here. You could also be a fire sign or dealing with a fire sign, but there is certainly this element of spark and passion, chemistry even. Let's take a look at what else we need to know. And we have here, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Okay, that's interesting. Now, I'm always cautious when that card comes out because I think you do have to be very careful about what you tell your friends about your relationships. I do this professionally, and I can tell you from personal experience, professional experience, that people like to see you do well. They don't always like to see you do better. And sometimes when you share things about your relationship with close friends, and family, they may not always have your best interest at heart because they like you over giving to them or not having boundaries with them. Now, sometimes they can give you valid advice, but it really depends. Another reason, do they truly understand energy? Most people don't. So that's why I always advise speaking to somebody who really understands energy. If that's me, great. If it's not, that's okay too. But always remember that energy is super important when understanding why people do what they do. Okay. I always describe my gift is that I can understand why people do what they do, even if I don't agree with it. And for those of you that have done sessions with me, you know that my brain maps out every reason or every angle of what's happening in your dynamic, whether that's love related or non love. But just make sure energy is super important there. Be cautious. Maybe some of you are experiencing this right now with friends. There has been a vibe that has been coming through, actually, now that I think about it, where friendships are being reevaluated. You're changing, you're growing, you're shifting, and you may not be on the same page anymore. Let's see what else we need to know here. The Ice Queen. Okay, ideas preserved, non-action, entitlement. Something is interesting. Fire and ice. Hot and cold. Hot and cold. Okay. Hmm. 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 If you know me, I have my own language of So interesting that I had actually picked this deck for this side today in the reading. What we're going to be doing is we're going to look at the connection between you and your person. What's in your headspace, your person's headspace, your heart space, their heart space, overall energy and underlying energies. And of course, feel free to swap sides. And also stay tuned because I'm going to show you the coming energies, what's next in the connection. So this kind of looks fiery to me. And interestingly enough, the other deck that I chose for the other side is blue. So can't make this up. Interesting. Okay. Let's get into your headspace and see what's going on. Well, there's the fire. Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is collaboration, working together, and going to the next level. It could be an offer or a leg up. And there's more fire. Queen of Wands. You got to strut your stuff. You got to believe in yourself. Confidence is your key to success. Okay. And in your person's headspace, we have here the Wheel of Fortune, growth, expansion, and good luck. You know what I'm laughing at? Look at the grapes here. It's like that purple, but it looks like a dark blue. It matches perfectly to that card. So we definitely have some color coordination here. But the Wheel of Fortune is good luck. It's Sagittarius energy, which is fire. This is, I believe, Leo. Four of Cups. There's some overanalyzing, possibly to the point of missing out on an opportunity. Interesting. Non-action. That's a card of non-action. So whenever I see the Wheel of Fortune, I always say to people, don't fight the shift. Because the shift is going to happen whether you want it to or not. You can't fight it. The more you fight it, the more you're going to get resistance. So let's see. In your heart space, we have here the Eight of Pentacles. There's work to do. Look at this. Collaboration, work, teamwork, confidence. Hmm. Nine of Cups, ask and you shall receive. Manifestation. Are you confident in your intentions or your manifestations? Let's see. Now, keep in mind, as I'm just looking at this, let your friends help you. That could be a collaboration in some way, possibly looking for support, but obviously we want the right kind of support. In your person's heart space, there's the Hermit. The Hermit energy is about searching one's soul, possibly even being isolated. Now, I do find that interesting because hot and cold, non action, hermiting oneself is your person in a mode of isolation. 99 could be an angel number that you're seeing. Let's see what else we need to know here. Ace of Swords, looking for clarity, or there's going to be an aha moment or epiphany. You know, it's interesting. I would just say this as a side note. I feel like your person needs to have more fun. It's like there's such a seriousness. Pandas, if you've ever watched pandas roll around, like they're seriously funny. Interesting. Okay. Let's take a look at some overall themes and message I'm going to take from the top of both decks. Let's see. There's the 10 of Pentacles. 1010 could be an angel number that you're seeing. 10 of Pentacles is tangible fulfillment. You know, your job, your relationship, your home, everything in line. And there's the Two of Cups, partnership, love. The crab here is very reminiscent of Cancerian energy. But you know, Cancerian energy in general is hard on the outside, soft on the inside. So is there a possibility that somebody is holding their emotions in? All right, underlying energy. There's the Ace of Wands, a spark. There's that fire, that passion, creativity. And the Knight of Pentacles, trust the process. Well, well, well. It wouldn't be a Kelly Lorraine reading without trust the process. Now, we do have two aces, so that's important to know. Okay, are you ready to go to the next level? No pun intended. Let's take the after tarot and look at what's coming up in the energy. In your headspace, Page of Cups, believe in miracles, ride the wave. Anything is possible right now. You might be coming out of a stage of grief. This is my point. Transition. It said, let go of emotional upheaval and embrace the renewal of the present. Makes sense. Okay, in your person's headspace, the Four of Swords, healing. It's almost like there could be this energy of coming out of hermit mode because this is the after tarot. This is energies after the fact. Okay, and with that, there you go, another 9. I've seen a lot of 9s lately. 9 of Swords. This is about worry and anxiety. However, I know this is not a dragon. This is basically considered to be like a salamander that's in the wands cards. But I always call this sort of the slaying the dragon kind of energy, where like I'm not going to let things get to me. That worry, that anxiety cannot hold me back any longer. So interesting. 9s are being on the brink of major change, right? So maybe that fighting the shift is turning into, well, I'm just going to have to push through it. And in your heart space, there's the Hierophant, another number 5, 5, big changes ahead. The Hierophant actually is a card of commitment, going to the next level, taking the methodical steps. This can be a card of marriage as well. Interesting. There's that Ace of Wands. The universe is, like I said, what I said, offering that rod of fire, that creativity, that spark, that passionate forward motion. I think we all like that. Person's heart space. Okay, the Devil card. However, the Devil card in the after tarot shows the lovers here together. They're not chained anymore. They're not held back anymore. So this is about letting go of the chains or breaking the chains of the old story. And the Eight of Swords. See, the overthinking is over. We're taking off the bandages here, the blindfold. We're unraveling everything. We're being open to new ideas. Look at this energy in the after tarot, like healing, the worry and the anxiety reduced, the chains being broken, the overthinking going to the side. Okay, overall, we have here the Knight of Wands. Well, that's passion in the pants. That is fire. And I mean, look, Not to get all, spicy with you or phallic with you, but I mean, look at the way that rod is going right to the fire here. Like there is some passion. Uh, Three of Cups is celebration. That can be proposal, engagement, party, underlying energy, temperance, patience, forgiveness, reconciliation, but it's also something brewing. Temperance is Sagittarius energy. So we're seeing actually Knight of Wands as well. So strong Sag energy, Capricorn, Sag, Taurus. Okay. And here we have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is about trusting intuition and knowing to lean back and receive. We don't want that overgiving to come through like it used to. Okay, I've been using these heart oracle cards here, messages. Let's see, let's take one for each side and see what we need to know. They're a little bit difficult to shuffle, but here we go. Oh, nice picture. Beautiful. These angel wings. The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. Wow, that really goes with that card there for sure. Okay, let's get one more. And by the way, just so you guys know, we're doing the full moon Zoom for the full moon in Capricorn on, I believe that it is June 6th. So if you'd like to join, it is on my website right now. It's $22 for a 2-hour general collective reading live on Zoom, as well as a personalized mini moon reading sent to you by the next new moon. Okay, here we go. Beautiful picture. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. Wow. So we talked about hermit energy. This is lovely. I really hope this resonates with you. If you'd like to do a personal reading with me, the link is in the description box below. Thank you very much, and I wish you an amazing day.